Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
The Jackson County Fair Board, in conjunction with Total Media, proudly present Neil McCoy. Neil McCoy. Saturday, July 15th at the Jackson County Fair. VIP track access seats now available for only $30, which includes admission to the fair. Get tickets now at JacksonCooHfair.com or at the Total Media Studios in Jackson.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the... Do you know what today is?
Enlighten us.
It's the first day of summer!
Oh,
Is it serious?
okay.
Yes!
I thought you were going to say it's summer reading program day.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
Yes, Melissa, we know that too.
That's the most important.
Yes, but no, it is the first day of summer. It is the longest day of the year.
Very cool.
So there you go. And a special day at the library,
Other
right?
days feel like the longest day, though. But
I know.
okay.
That's for different reasons.
Yes,
Let's just go with the longest day of sunlight
Gotcha.
for the
Okay,
year.
we got
So,
it. All right.
April, will you grab your mic and
Sure,
kind of
pull
pull it right
closer.
over there? Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. So we have our friends back from the Jackson City Library, and then we have another special guest here in a little bit, and we're going to talk about some cool things as well. So, welcome back.
Thank you.
So I have the hiccups. I'll try to control that. I'm told you're supposed to. No, that's sneezing. Think of pickles.
Isn't
Hold
hold
your
your breath?
You can't do that. We have a weenie show to do.
You all just talk. No. So welcome, and
Thank
we're going
you.
to talk about library fun things today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Melissa's got something special to discuss, and then I'm just going to plug some reminders here, and then we can be on our way to the next guest that you have. So.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
We just wanted to talk about our kindergarten boot camp and remind everybody that that's coming up.
Such a good idea.
Yeah,
really
kindergarten
love
boot
that.
camp is an opportunity for kids going into kindergarten to come and kind of brush up or learn the skills they're going to need to feel a little more comfortable once school starts. It's the last 4 Saturdays in July, first two in August, last 4 in July, first 2 in August. It's going to be from 9 to 10:30 at the Presbyterian Church, right behind the Spot on Main. And
Okay. So not at the library.
No.
Okay. That's important.
Yeah, it's not going to be at the library just because we want to make sure we had more room
Okay.
to move. We're going to have different stations, different activities for them to do.
Okay.
We've been working with some community partners like the Jackson Rotary and Jackson City Schools,
Good.
and possibly some occupational therapists that will come in and help us with some gross and fine motor skills.
Okay. Awesome.
So yeah, they're just going to be doing activities that will help them, like I said, just feel a little more comfortable. Letters, numbers, shapes, colors, writing their name, knowing how to put things in a folder, lining up. Making sure, that they can cut, they can glue. I mean, it all seems super simple to us, but to them, for some of them, it's all new.
Do you remember that feeling of? I do. I know. I think I heard Matt talking about this too. Like I remember going to kindergarten. I don't know why, and I just remember being intimidated by a few of those
Terrifying.
things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, why is everyone else better at this particular skill than
Right.
me?
And that's why we're hoping that with the occupational therapists, that they can help. Like if one of the kids is struggling with a certain, like cutting, for example, they can show parents things that they can do at home. Super easy things they can do at home that will help build that skill.
So here's what happened to me. I'm not saying my mother is an abuser or anything. Because common sense would dictate that she was right on this situation, but she was wrong. And so are my teachers. I am left-handed.
Mm-hmm.
I write left-handed. I eat left-handed. Pretty much everything else in my life I do right-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Same. So she's shaking over here. So all through, I'm not kidding, all through my grade school years, my mom, I had left-handed scissors because I was left-handed.
Right.
And I couldn't cut for anything. Like they were like, what is wrong? Why can't you cut? And I would try and try. And it took me to like the 4th grade to realize that I want to cut right-handed. So I cut right-handed. And I'm like perfectly fine
Game
now.
changer.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is so easy. But
All those years of
yeah.
Right.
So, it's just like things like that that maybe you could figure out with a kid.
Right. Right.
That,
Absolutely.
And I don't blame anyone. I mean, I was left-handed. Like, why wouldn't you think that someone would cut left-handed as well?
But there's some kids who do use both hands.
Yes.
And I mean,
like
I said, this will be an opportunity, for us to kind of identify some of those things and help find them.
Love that.
Ways to,
And the occupational therapists and all that, that's what they do. Like they can figure some of that stuff out if something's problematic. And I love that you're doing this. Is it open to, all local kids? Is it just Jackson? Is it?
We didn't put a cap onto, where you could be from. You can be from anywhere, I guess. We've just been kind of concentrating our efforts here because this is where we are, obviously. But no, as long as your child's going into kindergarten, if they're repeating kindergarten, if, they've done 2 years of preschool, but yet you still think that they need to brush up, or if you just want to get them in it so that when they go back to school, they're already kind of in that groove again.
Yes.
I mean, by all means, it's completely and utterly free to whoever attends. There's no charge.
That's awesome.
Easy transition.
Yeah, the kids are going to get a tote full of supplies that they're going to need for school that they'll use there.
That's saving a lot of money.
Yeah, well, because that's what we do as Rotarian.
Right.
Well, you're new Rotarian as well.
Right.
But Rotary does the kindergarten kids
Yes.
every year.
That is
for Jackson
so
School.
special.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
That's
where it's
so
kind of
cool.
joining
Linking them
forces.
this
Yeah.
year.
Love that. Okay, so how do the kids sign up for the kindergarten boot camp?
Just give us a call at the library.
Okay.
And we'll get them signed up. It's not hard or difficult. There's not a lot of forms or anything. We just need name, age, parent's name. Parents are required, or a caregiver are required to come with the child.
This isn't babysitting.
Yes.
Be present.
But for us, it's an opportunity for the caregivers to kind of get an idea of what's going to be expected of their children, or their grandchildren, or whatever, so that they can help them. They better help them. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's not foreign to them too.
Love that. And so any caregiver, that's awesome. And the kids, I assume that you're not keeping them all day since they're kindergarten.
No, it's just no.
The attention span is
very small.
Very small.
Yes,
Say an hour.
We're going to say
About
about
an
9
hour.
to 10:30.
Okay.
Yeah,
An hour and a half.
just to give us time, to start and stop. 'Cause getting them focused takes a few minutes.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So and we don't want to take up everybody's whole day.
Right.
I mean, it's summer.
And
We're going to be doing it for 6 weeks. They can come 1 week. They can come 6 weeks. We don't
okay.
require them to come every week if they sign up. Obviously, it's going to help your
More the better.
child
Yeah.
I
more.
think that they would want to though, so you don't miss something,
Consistent,
miss
yeah.
out
Right.
something.
But we
Yeah.
just want to make sure people understand, because we know people are going on vacations and that sort of thing. And we don't want them not to come just because they might not be able to be there a week or two.
Okay.
I mean, some is better
Very
than
good.
none.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
That is so great. Thank you guys for doing that. I think that's a wonderful
we're super excited.
program that
Yeah.
you're
It's just
doing.
one of
bit.
our early learning and literacy initiatives.
Love it.
Yep. Yeah, proud of Melissa to take the lead on that one. So it's gonna be good for all the kids.
Heck yeah.
We can't
Yeah.
wait.
So what the heck? Today is what? Wednesday. Do you-
Wednesday. So as a reminder, every Wednesday at 2,
Yes.
the library's got their summer reading program going off. It kicked off a couple weeks ago with
Yes.
the petting zoo. I think Dylan, you were there, weren't you? Covering that.
Mhm.
Cool.
Did you get to see what was the camel's name?
Daniel.
Daniel, not Joe.
No.
No.
I remember the first year James kept calling. We were like, is his name Joe? What? Daniel the camel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We had a camel, porcupine.
Some
had
Indian
fainting
cow,
goats.
Indian
They
cow
didn't
thing.
faint, though, thank God.
Yeah.
Rabbits.
Rabbit. Yeah. We
Yeah.
had rabbit. And what
That
was the
little
cow?
Cavi.
Yeah, Cavy. And then there was a cat.
It was like from
That
India or
it was
something.
a little cow.
With
It's
a-
Yeah.
so cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yes.
So yeah,
so
kids
adorable.
loved it. We had over 200 people.
Yeah, it was
through.
fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
It was
good.
fantastic. The kids loved it. One little girl. I mean, there's always they put out little cups of seeds.
Yeah.
And feed
So they can feed
one,
them, yeah.
That guy, poor Tony. He was filling them as quickly as one little girl was going and taking one in each hand and running to feed the
And
animals.
she was
with.
bound determined. She
Yeah.
was going to feed them all and feed them well.
I'm like, well, your job's done for the night, guys, because
Yeah.
she's got them
Yeah.
fed.
They're all fed. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Take them back and put them in their stalls. Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time. So 2 days is the First Responders Day. So at 2:00 at the library, we're gonna have parking lot full of
Yes.
fire trucks,
police cars,
Yes, they
state
have a
highway
patrol.
How
sheriff,
fun
dog
is
warden,
that?
EMS.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be grilling out some burgers and hot dogs. So come and what are we calling it? Touch a truck, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. Just so the
What time's lunch?
2
two
o'clock.
starting
2
at
o'clock,
2 going
James.
on. Yep.
Yeah.
Come on
We
over.
just want the kids to have
Do
an
I-
opportunity to.
Does that say free wits?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
And free hot dogs.
With
Nice.
ice cream, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
We just want the kids to have an opportunity to engage with all these different first responders
Yes.
in a fun way.
And learn that they're their
Before-
friends. And that they're
Exactly.
there.
So when they have to
for
call
them.
them,
Right. Because typically when you see these folks, it's not good.
Yeah, it's in
You
scary
know,
situations.
It is
So-
scary.
So
Yeah.
we want them to understand that they're there to help. So.
And they make, loud noises and, all of that. But how fun do you think that they let us honk a horn?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I know that they will.
Yes.
I know that they will.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Last year they did, and they have they've got hats, frisbee giveaways, all that kind of
Nice.
stuff. Everyone,
Yes.
every department usually brings something for the
Yeah.
little kitties and
And we're
Jen
hoping
to have.
if,
They're like,
um,
oh, Jen's here again, embarrassing herself.
and we're hoping that if they are able to, if they have the time, that MedFlight or Life Flight will be landing in the church,
Now that's
so the kids can
pretty
see the helicopter
cool.
if
Yeah.
they can. it's up in the air. At the
Listen,
moment, but
we're
Up in the air.
hoping they can, because if they can, that means that they are not out
right,
exactly.
doing
Absolutely.
something.
Yeah, so-
and that's good news.
that's wonderful news.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
So we're hoping.
So that's today's,
Very
and
cool.
it will continue, like I said, every Wednesday through the last one will be July 26th.
Okay. All right. And you want to preview any of those? Like,
Yeah, I can go through
Yeah,
them real
kinda
quick.
just-
Sure. So the first runners today. Next week will be Harry Potter Magician, which was
He's
lined
super
up.
cool.
We've
Yeah.
never had him there before, so
Yeah.
fun.
people are pumped about that.
Yep.
We got the Farm Bureau on the July 5th. Mark Wood on July 12th. He's a regular.
Of
we have him
course.
all the time.
Mark,
Yep. July 19th.
Happy birthday, Mark.
Oh, happy birthday.
It's his birthday every day.
Nice. Okay.
It's an inside joke.
July 19th is Nature Day, and this will not be at the library. This will be over at Hammertown Lake.
Yes.
So we're going to have a picnic out there
Yep.
as well.
Oh my gosh, how fun.
I think we're going to try to take some fishing poles because
Yeah.
we've got fishing poles that you can
You
check out at
do.
the library.
Cornhole
So-
boards.
Yeah.
We're trying to get
Giant Jenga.
maybe a naturalist to come and just do some
Mhm.
education as far as
Oh,
the
that'd be so
wildlife
fun.
and
Yeah, for sure.
leaves and that sort of thing.
Yeah. And then the last one on July 26th to end it will be DJ Rockin' Reggie.
Rockin'
Dance
Y'all
party.
know him. That's
Woo!
right.
Yeah.
That's
All
right.
right. Very good.
So full summer.
Mhm.
Yes.
planned.
Absolutely.
And that who's invited to that?
Everybody.
All ages. Yep.
And everything
Families.
is free.
Yep.
There is no charge for anything that we do.
Okay.
So it's
Very
all
good.
free to the public.
Yep. Let's see, a couple other things. Just a reminder that we partner with Tri-City Theaters to do the free movie series
Yes,
throughout
thank
the
you for
summer.
that.
Absolutely. So that we set up either outside or inside the theater, weather
Just depending,
depending.
yeah.
So you can get a library card, you can get some books and
Books,
set up with
yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's every Tuesday, 2 showings, 11 and 2. And the van is there between, is it 12:15 and 2, I think, right there.
Okay.
In the middle of the showings. The hiking series we call it Explore Jackson throughout
That's
the summer.
awesome.
Yeah.
Love
The
it.
first one was at Leo Petroglyph. Heard that it was pretty good turnout.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of information. Lake Catherine will be next week on the 26th.
Mhm.
So, and again, all this information is on our website,
Right.
on our Facebook page, or call the library.
Okay.
And then the recent things, tomorrow we have an underground. This has become very popular
Yes.
lately.
This
in
is
Jackson.
so
Yes.
so cool.
Yeah. So Michael Schaaf, I'm sure a lot of
Yep.
people know him, is going to do a presentation on the Underground Railroad in Jackson County. So come and
Yeah.
we had a patron come in over the
Saturday,
weekend and
yeah.
was talking about a home that she's bought that she thinks has got some
She's been
some
renovating.
linkage.
ties to that.
Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah,
we're
they-
like, well,
they
come
have-
to this then.
Opened up a wall and she found all kinds of photographs
Yeah,
and letters
letters.
from the 1800s
Yeah.
and
You're kidding.
Yeah, no, it was super cool.
And that'll be at 6 p.m. on June 22nd, which is tomorrow. Yeah, Thursday. I think he's planning on doing another one in July or August.
Yeah.
I think Roger may
It's
mention.
kind of a series.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Underground Railroad, ever since I was a little girl, Mom, this is good mom, not left-handed scissors mom.
traumatizing scissors.
Yeah. No, she bought me a book about Harriet Tubman when I was a little girl, and it was one of my favorite books.
Yes,
and I just
fantastic.
was fascinated by the fact that they pulled that off with no cell phones and no.
Right.
I mean, are you thinking about it today? It would be not as hard.
Yeah, no big deal. But
But back then, yeah.
Their mode of communication and how they passed it
Just
along,
definitely,
and oh my gosh, just unbelievable.
Yeah.
So really, really cool. That will be a great
Yes,
thing. And that's
so-
you tonight?
Tomorrow
Tomorrow
at
night.
6.
Okay, at
Yeah.
Tomorrow
6.
evening
Okay.
at 6.
yeah, I think they usually go about an hour, if not a
Yeah.
little bit longer.
A little
Or we
bit
try
longer.
to
Okay.
gauge
So
our
it's-
programs about an hour.
Okay.
And then here's another pretty cool one. Next Thursday, all these adult programs are usually on Thursdays.
Right.
At 3 o'clock, we're having Sean Langley, who's a
Love Sean.
Dylan knows him,
Went to
Local.
school with
artist
Sean.
illustrator. Yeah, okay. So he's gonna
He's
have
old like me.
He's a what?
He's old like me.
Oh. I won't say
Don't
anything.
start.
I won't say anything. He's going to have a drawing demonstration at 3 to kick things off. And then at 5, he'll have his art show going on.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So,
Very, very
Yeah, come
talented.
check that out. Yeah.
Extremely, yes.
Come early at 3 and have a drawing demonstration and get
Very
some
cool.
tips and pointers from him. So
Love that.
Yep.
He'd better start it like, the night before with me.
Yeah, same here, yeah.
camp out.
Is this a pencil? Yes. Okay.
The eraser, yes.
Have no idea what to do with it. Yeah.
Which hand would you hold it in?
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe this is why I haven't
we
been
just
able to
reverted.
draw all my life. I've been trying to do it with my left hand. Dang
No, we
it.
just went backwards. Thought made progress. Sorry.
Yeah, no progress.
Oh. No, I am handy for one thing. So my husband and I laugh so hard because when we go to paint a wall,
Mhm.
he's like, because I can do either way.
Yeah.
So I'm like the corner person.
Yeah, the corner.
So I'm like, I got it.
Yeah.
No problem. I can do either hand. No problem. It's my only claim to fame.
Hey, take it.
Yeah, exactly.
what you
You got to be good at something,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
I can paint a corner. Great. Oh, well.
You bring something to the table.
That's right. No, you girls, this is awesome. And you have so much stuff going on at the library. You do have like the kits you were talking about with the fishing poles. And then I think you have like the astronomy kits.
Oh, yeah.
and
We have our,
Backpacks,
yeah.
backpacks,
the
Ghost hunting
nature
backpacks.
ones.
We call it the Beyond Books collection.
Yes.
So, like when you think about a library, you obviously think of books,
Right.
movies, audiobooks.
Sure.
But out of the norm, we've got things that you wouldn't typically think that you could check out a library.
You got the hot spots.
Hot spots.
Hot spots.
Yeah.
Huge
Those
item.
are huge.
Yeah.
Yep, we're getting. I think we just ordered 10 or 11 more, so we've got more
Awesome.
coming in. We're always getting more because they're in high demand.
Yeah.
The backpacks,
All of them.
fishing poles, bench boxes. So it's just boxes of seasons and series worth of shows and movies and
Oh,
yeah.
And we have
So
little
cool.
tablets for kids that have strictly just learning games on them that can't connect to the internet. So they
love
can't-
that.
Mhm.
Can't get
And
themselves into trouble.
That's right. That's right. I mean, and they're broken down by subject and age. And so, I mean, yeah, we have all kinds of things.
Yeah,
that
those are good
are-
for things for road trip. Like we were just over there talking with
Yeah.
Matt, and he had a hot spot that he took on vacation with them, and
Yeah.
said that it was a lifesaver because a couple of his girls were in the back seat and they didn't know if they were awake or just watching something.
Yeah,
So-
he told me he was so excited that he was able to procure one of
Yeah.
your hot spots
Yep.
for his vacation because he is like, it's going to save my life.
Yeah.
Or sanity, one or the
Right,
other. Very
So,
good. So you
all
all
good
have
things.
so much going on. Library card. Because a library card from the Jackson City Library, or wherever you live, opens your world up to so much stuff.
I always tell
Absolutely.
people that it's a
Stuff.
very powerful card.
Yes.
It is, and it's free.
It's free.
Absolutely.
Once you're 5, you come in and you get your very first library card. We can set up a student one. We like to ask that young though,
Yeah.
come in with a parent, and we'll
Sure.
just link it to your parent's card account. But yeah, it like you said opens up.
It
a
just
world of
opens up a
opportunities.
world of
Yeah.
free movies, free books,
Mhm.
free all the stuff we just talked about. That's
Well,
awesome.
and just on a basic level, just being able to read.
Mhm.
I mean, just think about what that does for you. I mean, it opens
Absolutely.
up so many opportunities that you wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's a powerful card.
yes.
Yes, it is, and again.
And I love seeing how excited kids are
I
to come
know.
in and be like, I'm 5 now, because they come in before
Oh.
and we've had to tell them we have to be 5.
I'm a big
So they come
girl.
back and they're
They
like, yeah,
want
I'm
that
5
card.
now. And
They
I'm like,
want
can I
that
get my
card.
card now? We're like, of course.
And then they go
So-
get their books and they come up to the circulation desk and then they're just barely
Yeah.
able to put that card
Here's
up
my
there.
It's like half of an eyeball looking at you.
Yes, it's
Cute.
fun. It's a lot of fun.
It's great.
Yes, I remember that feeling, like getting that first library card, being like, you feel so cool.
Mhm.
Because,
Yeah.
the driver's license isn't attainable at that
Well,
age.
yeah, no.
Right. So again, take what you can get.
Yeah,
That's right.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, girls, is there anything else you want to tell our viewers about while you're here? I know you guys have so much stuff going on.
Just whatever. I mean, look on our website, check out our Facebook page. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to call the library. And
286-4111.
So it cracks me up because 411
Is the
has always been
information.
like the information number.
That's
I'm like,
right.
so
That's what
fitting that
libraries
it's-
are
That's
as well.
right. It's all about
It's
information.
4111. Of course it is.
We got you.
Yes, absolutely. Do you guys still have like I don't know if this is even still a thing. Do you still have like the COVID tests and stuff? Or
Uh-huh.
is
We
it-
do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So if somebody would need one of those, you can just
Yeah,
come
we
down.
actually have them on a cart as soon as you come into the front doors. People are still sometimes they'll calling.
Yeah, you
and we'll bring
can
them
still
outside.
call and we'll walk them out.
Well, here's the thing. It's like kind of funny if you're like not feeling well and you need it, you kind of don't want to go into the
Right,
library.
right,
So if
absolutely.
you just
For
call
sure.
these guys,
Right,
they'll
we
bring one
encourage
out
them not
you.
to.
They'll kind of like frisbee it through your window.
Go
No.
long.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, and I think I've taken advantage of that a couple of times.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we've got plenty of them.
okay, awesome. All right, very good. And they're it's just a wonderful place to be.
Right.
And like we always say, free. I mean,
Yeah.
everything's free at the library, and the library is for everybody. So,
Well, and
yes.
we try to mix fun with learning.
for sure.
On Tuesday nights, we've been partnering with the OSU Extension. Dan Watson, he's been coming and doing STEM programs on Tuesday nights.
Oh, cool.
Last Tuesday night, it was, and I can never say this correctly, the Rube Goldberg devices, like where you set up the dominoes.
That sounded correct to
And
me.
he was teaching the kids about cause and effect, and they just didn't even realize they were learning it, but they were.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, setting up these elaborate domino things.
Cool.
For them. And then last night, they have these things called spheros.
Uh-huh.
They're clear spheres. And they received them through a grant through Apple, the iPads and the spheres. And the kids can actually control the spheres with the iPad. They roll around the floor.
Oh,
and,
neat.
And you can play games with
Cool.
them.
I want to
And
play.
I didn't
I
know
know
that
it
was
was
going
was
on.
awesome. It was.
April's like, what?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me what last
Yeah.
night's was.
But
Dang
the
it.
kids loved it. I mean,
I'll
they had a
bet.
great time last night. Next
cool.
week, next Tuesday, he's doing 3D printing. He's going to give the kids an opportunity to learn about 3D printing and print something of their own. I mean, it's
That
just,
is
we've
so
just
cool.
been really trying hard to partner with different people in the community to bring
Mhm.
learning and fun.
Which we'll piggyback on that. The 3D printer, we have 2 of those
Yes.
at the library. So we call it. We have a little corner called the Makerspace. So Ian, our teen librarian, he will take requests for anything that you want made. And
Within reason.
Yeah, within reason, of course.
I want a new tiny house.
Yeah, sorry.
You could actually probably do something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So it would be downscale, but
Yes.
Oh, you can't live in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
no.
I want the real thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah. But it's amazing what
Yeah.
these things can
It
do.
again
is.
free.
Yeah,
So,
and that's
James,
great.
we can go there and make our Halloween costumes for this year.
I have a 3D printer.
I know.
they're
he
pretty
does.
cool, aren't they? They're
They're
So
really neat.
he did when Squid Game was like this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like his costume for Halloween was that 2 years ago now? It was Squid Game, and he like nailed it. He 3D printed the like mask thing and
Oh,
all
nice.
that. It was so
Cool.
awesome.
Nice.
Cool.
Do you still have that?
I don't know.
He moved, so.
Was it in your yard sale?
Well, I know. What was it in your yard sale, James?
Right.
It may have broken. I don't remember.
Um,
Or maybe it's still sitting on top of a shelf somewhere.
But he has like Ghostbusters, like the photon pack and the
Uh-huh.
whole 9 yards that was 3D printed. And what else do you have that's 3D printed?
a lot of Star Wars stuff.
yeah.
Super cool.
Neat.
The kids love it. The kids
Yeah.
love it. Ian
Yeah.
has a never ending list.
Well,
Mhm.
it blows my mind.
Maybe
Like,
the
I don't
whistle
understand it.
broke it.
He did. I broke it in 0.0008 seconds. I broke. He made me a whistle and I broke it.
World record, probably.
Yeah.
Break
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I was
Probably.
like, oh, how cool.
Like,
Not anymore.
He was like, you just broke it. I'm like, oh. Oops, sorry.
Sorry, my
But I
bad.
still love you.
You still love me?
Oh well. All
Yeah, those are
right.
pretty cool things.
Yeah.
No, they
Cool
are.
machines.
It's 3D printing blows is like you
Yeah.
can't fathom. It's
Yeah.
like trying
Yeah.
to think about the universe or something.
Right.
It's like your mind can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So strange. But anyway, super cool. I did not know you guys had a 3D printer. So
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. Well, girls, we will let you get out of here for the day. Just remember, visit the website. What is the website?
JacksonCityLibrary.org.
JacksonCityLibrary.org, all the social medias, all of that stuff, or just call the library 286-4111 and you can find out more about all of the stuff they have
Absolutely.
going on.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Or
All
you
right.
know what? Better yet, just come in and see us.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's that option too.
Yes.
Even
Just come see
better.
us.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to come see these
That's
girls?
Thanks for having us, Jen. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yes. Thank you
absolutely.
again.
Absolutely. All right. So we are going to hear a message from our friends at Vinton County National Bank and do some weather. And then we'll be back on the other side with another fun friend that we're going to talk about some cool things going on.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and we are back with let's go over our weather forecast for the week. And again, it has changed. So I don't know what to tell you about the weather, but today, absolutely beautiful. Looks like some clouds in the sky, but that chance of rain kind of went away. Highs of 79, lows of 59. For tomorrow on Thursday, about a 50-50 chance of rain, highs of 76, lows of 60. And then looking on to your weekend, chance of rain again. And does look like it's going to warm up as the weekend rolls on all the way through. And then beginning of your work week looks like about mid 80s, still with that chance of rain in the forecast. But that's okay because we kind of need it. So, and I don't think we're going to have like these, like crazy rain showers all day long kind of thing. I think they'll just be kind of sporadic. So, all right. Well, we have a new guest here on the program.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So, all right. You were shaking your head when I said about the left-handed scissors. Do you have that situation too?
Yeah, I'm left-handed, and I have that scissor situation. But I also I play guitar right-handed. Like when I do
Same.
computer stuff, it's right-handed.
Yep.
When I played t-ball, I batted right-handed, or batted left-handed, caught right-handed. I don't remember. But yeah, the scissor thing is it's like a disability almost.
It is.
And I can't remember. My mom used to say, I can't remember it wasn't cutting my steak, peeling like potatoes and stuff
Oh.
is so hard for me for no reason whatsoever. It's like I would hold it with this hand and try to do it, but I couldn't get anything. Like
Isn't it
wouldn't
funny?
go.
It's like something happened that in our brains that just, I don't know.
And it's
what's
like when
going
you're
on.
trying to do it, your brain's trying to switch while you're
Yes.
trying to do, like your hands are going one way and your brain's trying to go the opposite.
I think that's the best way to describe it. Is
Yeah.
that very, very thing. So anyway, I'm glad that you feel we feel the same pain when it comes to being lefty. And let's just be honest, it is a right-handed world
Yeah,
in which
it
we
really
live.
is.
So very good. But we'll tell everybody who you are. Welcome.
I'm Savannah. I'm with Necco in South Point.
Yes.
So it's nice to be here. Had to get up early.
I'll
But
bet
it's fun.
you did. So Savannah, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get into what Necco is, because y'all do a lot of great things.
So like I said, my name is Savannah. I've been at Necco since September. I was actually not. This is what I tell everybody. I love my job very much. It's the best job in the world, but it's never the job that I thought I would be at.
Sure.
This is my background.
Okay.
I did radio all through college. I worked in sports broadcasting all through college.
Great.
I got my master's in sport management. I thought I was going to be like the next Erin Andrews or something. But I just ended up, I was working part-time at Planet Fitness in South Point, and I was still getting my master's, and I was like, my plan was to graduate and then move before getting a full-time job. But I was like, wait, this job is not going to cut it for me to even have enough money to have gas to move away after I graduated. So let me look for, let me just see. I was like, maybe I'll just get 2 part-time jobs or whatever. But someone had, one of my family friends had said, there's this job that I think that you would really love and you would be great at. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll apply, because I do love helping people. And that's always something I kind of wanted to explore. I got a minor in psychology, which if I knew at the time that minors didn't mean anything.
Yep. You can go ahead
maybe
and say it.
I was gonna
Squat, crap.
They don't mean crap.
It's fine.
I would have double majored and just gotten a psychology degree too, because I guess I was just taking psychology classes for fun. But so I ended up applying, and it's been the most rewarding job ever. I love it so much, but yeah, it's not what I
Isn't that funny?
thought I would end up doing.
How life will just send you a curveball sometimes.
It's not what I thought, but I'm glad that curveball went where it did. So yeah, that's what I was, when I was in there earlier, I was like, yeah, this is my background. These are my roots. So I'm back to my roots this morning.
Well, welcome back. We're happy to have you here.
I'm glad to be back. But yeah, so, and I did music too. So it was like a little bit of both being back in radio, because I did music for a while too, or I wanted to do music before I got into sports broadcasting. So
that's awesome.
I call those my past lives.
But great lives nonetheless, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about Necco.
So we are a foster care agency in South Point, which is about an hour and 10 minutes from here. We cover, Jackson County, Pike County, Scioto County, Lawrence County, Ross County, Gallia County, Meigs County, and I think there's more.
All the counties.
But we cover up to about 2 hours away. Then we have offices in Cincinnati, Dayton, and Columbus as well. But we cover most of the southern Ohio region.
Sure.
So like I said, we're located in South Point. It started in South Point. Necco is the family name. Bo Necco is who is
okay. I wondered where
that
came
his
from.
parents started it in South Point. They're from South Point. And so it's not after the candy. It's their last name. That's their family name. But so we are foster care. But we also do foster to adopt, and we also have a behavioral health side in our office as well that does counseling services. Not even that you don't have to be a foster kid or anything. Like, we just have kids from the area who come and get counseling services as well.
That's awesome.
With our fostering, some people call, and because it says we're an adoption agency, so people call and they're like, how do we adopt? And I'm like, well, you have to foster to adopt, which that basically is just fostering. And if a child becomes adoptable, then you can move forward with that process, which it's not unlikely. We've already had like 6 or 7 adoptions this year, and we had about 20 last year. So it's not unlikely, but I always tell people who, like, their sole purpose is fostering to adopt, not to get their hopes up that the first kid they get will be the one they adopt. But that usually works out. They usually end up becoming foster parents anyway, great foster parents, and they end up getting to adopt one or many children. We have one family who's, I don't know how many they've adopted now. They've adopted 2, I think, and they've got 2 more that are getting ready to be adopted,
That's
I think.
so good.
But we have a lot of families who end up adopting, and we have families who just want to foster. Our older couples usually just want to foster because they're like, we've done it, we've raised kids, so we just want to foster
but
kids.
we still
now.
want to help, or we don't want our house to be empty.
Yeah, and they're
I feel
amazing
like.
foster parents. We have a couple who they were with our office in Grayson for a while, and then they moved to Ohio, so they became foster parents through us. I think they got certified right before Christmas, and they take teen girls. So that's what, like, you can have if
Kind
you
of a specialty, if you will.
Yeah, and I have a family right now that I've been working on who they specialize, I guess, or they take teen boys.
For lack of better words.
They take teen boys. So it's like you can have, like, obviously, if you're interested, like, we do 0 to 18, and you can go anywhere from I mean, you can take all the way 0 to 18, or if you feel like there's an age group that you have more experience with or would handle better, you can narrow it down.
Sure.
Gender, you can, if you just want boys, if you just want girls, whatever. We have a whole criteria checklist that our foster parents in training go through, and we use that because when we get a referral, we do matching, and that's how we match
Gotcha.
to find who we think would be best for this child and who would, who this child is going to
thrive with.
To flourish with and all that. But the process is, it was 12 weeks before the beginning of this year. They changed it to 8 weeks. So it is 8-week curriculum every Tuesday from 5:30 to 8:30 in our office in South Point. And we do feed you dinner. I tell everyone that because
there's food.
There is food, and it's good food. And I tell everyone that because 1, we have families coming off work. And 2, I kind of use that as like, oh, if you have to drive further, well, you get food. So come on down,
dinner, man.
And so that's our way of thanking our future foster parents for what they're doing, and, thanking them for making the drive or giving their Tuesday evening to us. And it's just 8 weeks. It's 7 weeks of curriculum, 5:30 to 8:30. And it just kind of teaches you all you need to know about being a foster parent and all that goes into it. And then there's 1 CPR and first aid class if they're not already certified through their work.
Perfect.
A lot of our
all
parents
of us should be taking that anyway.
Yeah, I had to do that I first had to do that when I worked at Planet Fitness, and then I had to do it again when I started here. But a lot of our parents who work in the medical field or whatever, our jobs or work with kids require them to be CPR and first aid certified. So if they don't have to do that, then it's only 7 weeks. And there is a lot of paperwork, but it's worth it, I promise. It's just, it's a lot, but it's not. Like, once you're certified, you're like, oh, wow, this is incredible. And this is amazing.
In the grand scheme of things, 8 weeks of, an hour of your time or whatever, plus you get dinner, like, that's okay to make a world of difference in a kid's life.
And I think the worry that a lot of people have, which is, if anybody is watching, I want you all to know, I want you to be foster parents if you're thinking about it, but you're just scared. A lot of the times, the biggest worry that I have when people call is they're worried about getting too attached. And you will get attached. It's just like anything. I don't have kids, but it's like having an animal.
Sure. You're going to get attached. And this is the way I look at it, even because I don't have kids either, but like with, the people that train dogs, like for therapy and whatever.
Yeah.
To me, yes, it sucks to let them go, but they're going to because their life is going to get better, or they're doing their baby birds coming out of the nest.
So
situation.
If that child ends up going back home or to someone in their family or something, you can still stay in touch. You can still keep that relationship with that child. And that's what people's hesitation, I think, is that they're just worried about, what if I get attached, then I don't get to keep that child.
Because
that is a good problem.
That means you love.
And that means that child knows that you love them too. And that child is going to leave your care knowing that they were loved and cared for, and they will take that with them forever. So that's a good problem to have. So become a foster parent.
Yes, please. Now, okay, so I'm just going to tell you that there's a lot of people out there sitting there saying, what the heck you need foster parents for? There's no problem out there.
Let me tell you, there is, especially
Let Savannah tell you.
The Southern Ohio, which I know that Ohio has 16,000 kids in foster care. And
wait, what did you just say?
16,000 kids.
In our state?
Yes.
16,000 kids in foster care.
When I checked last night, the number, I think it hasn't been updated since 2021, I don't think, but in the United States, it's 391,000 or something like that, which I'm sure it's grown because, like I said, that was just the data from 2021. So there's almost 400,000 kids across the country in foster care, but 16,000,
This is why you're
which
needed.
that number might have gone up since that data was taken, and 7,200 licensed foster parents. So that's
that's problematic.
Yeah.
Which is why you're here today.
Yes.
Because we need you.
We need foster parents. We need families with love, with who want to open their homes to these children, who want to give love to children. We live in an area that is in dire need of good families to love these kids who have experienced things that some of us will never experience. And
should never experience.
No. And so it's very important. And I don't think people realize that, how much of a need there is. I think people know of the issues that the region of Southern Ohio face, but I don't think they know the severity or how it affects children to the point that it does. So,
and it is very sad. And if you're not working in it, so here's the thing, unless you're personally affected by things, whether it be drugs or foster care or children or whatever, you tend to, if it's not affecting you personally, you tend to walk around, not on purpose, but with your head in the sand.
Yeah.
And, you're here to raise awareness and to have our viewers know that there is a huge need out there for people to help these kids.
Absolutely.
And, if you are an empty nester, even if you have kids of your own, maybe you have an only and, they would love to have a brother or sister or something have life in the house again.
If you have kids who have grown and left, like a lot of our parents do, they become foster parents because they still have that desire to take care of kids, and they are great foster parents. Then we have foster parents who already have kids, and their kids love having that sibling or that person that they can play with or they can call their brother or sister or whatever. And it's really rewarding for everyone. It's rewarding for the foster parents, for the kid in their care, for the biological kids. Even the people who have grown children, I'm sure they have relationships with those kids as well. So everyone involved is benefiting.
Absolutely. It's all good.
Yeah.
So, okay. How, getting down to it, I know you have to take the class. I assume that there's some background checks and things like that you have to pass.
Do background checks.
Thank goodness for that.
Yes, we do background checks.
So what would the things be, what would you be looking for in that? I assume like a criminal history or something of that nature.
We do local. I think we do a county check, so whatever county, a local check. We do FBI and BCI.
Like a speeding ticket's not going to get you thrown out, okay?
No. And our minimum age in the state is 18, but for Necco it's 21.
Okay.
So you have to be 21. You can be single, married, unmarried. If you're married, both of you have to do it.
Okay.
Because I have had that where they ask if their spouse has to. And they ask that just because work schedules and stuff. And I'm like, yes, you both have to. If you're unmarried and you have a partner and you all live together, you don't have to. But if they're going to be there, I usually tell them if you're both going to be involved, but you don't have to. And if you all don't live together either, you can just do it. Another thing is you have to just be able to provide. So you have to have an income that if you can provide for yourself now, then you'll be able to provide for that child when they come into your care. And like I said, you just have to be 21, single, married, unmarried. We're very inclusive. Whatever background, we're inclusive, LGBTQ plus families.
Sure.
And I'm trying to think of what else goes into it. Like you said, background checks. If you're married, we'll need a copy of your marriage license. If you've been divorced, copy of a divorce decree. If you have adult children, we will call them. because they will be one of your references.
So how are your parents?
So we will, if you have a child over 18, even if they still live at home, we will be calling them because
They grounded me when I was 13.
Yeah.
It was horrible. Yeah.
and that's not gonna. If they're like,
You're
oh, they
gonna be
grounded
like,
me,
good.
we're gonna be like, okay, so
You probably
that's
deserved
not,
it.
That's not anything that's telling us they would not be a good foster parent. But yeah, if you have adult children, they will be considered one of your references that we will have to call.
Okay.
I mean, it's not scary at all. I guess it sounds
It
like it's
seems
a
like-
lot, but it's
It doesn't. It seems like one of the least scary things ever that I'm sitting here listening to you talk about. Is there, because I'm sure that people would worry about everything is so expensive now,
Yes.
and we know that if you would take the grocery bill from last year at this time and compare it to your grocery bill at this time, like I don't even pay any attention anymore. My husband was with me at the grocery store the other day and he was like, "Are you flipping kidding me that this
Yeah.
is how much stuff costs?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, didn't you know that?" And he's like, "No," because he never goes to the grocery store. But so is there any kind of assistance to help, pay for the food for the kids? Because we all know, especially boys,
Mhm.
feeding a teenage boy is a whole
Yes.
other story.
There is a monthly assistance or reimbursement.
So you don't have to worry about, that.
I mean, you have to be able to like you have to have an income that is able to provide.
Sure.
But you do get a reimbursement every month for
Okay. Some help.
child's care.
The necessities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like lots of mashed potatoes and stuff. Yeah.
especially if they're teenage boys.
Yes. Macaroni and cheese.
They will eat a
good.
lot. So yeah, you will get a reimbursement for all that the boys in your house are eating. So.
You cannot feed them enough.
So it's monthly, but like I said, if you have an income now that you are able to live off of, and you would be able to live off of that with that child in your care,
Sure.
without the help of that reimbursement, then you will be fine. But you do get a reimbursement. I'm not sure what it is, but
Yeah.
it just
Like you're not getting rich off of it, but it's
No.
like
No.
help. It's
It
help.
is.
And
Yeah.
that's what it's for.
yeah.
Okay. So we talk about foster. How do kids come into your care? How does that work?
So we work with the counties. We are not like a county agency.
Because you have like
We are
job and
with the
family
counties.
services and
Yes.
child protective services
Yes.
and all that, but you're kind of a private agency.
Yes. So we get referrals from the counties. Let's say, for example, Jackson County.
Because they need help too. Lots of help.
Yeah, if they send us a referral and for a placement, we're like, we have this child at this age, blah blah blah. Do you have a family that will take this placement? Then we send it out, and then we try and match one of our foster families to that child's behaviors, age, gender, whatever it may be.
Cool.
And location too, if we have families, because we have families. I think we have families in Jackson. I'm not for sure. I've not been here long enough, but I definitely know that we have families in Piketon. So whatever, like if for some reason, which I'm pretty sure we do have families in Jackson, but if we don't, whatever family is probably closest, we would call them. Whatever, like the age, like I said, behaviors, anything like that, we just go through our foster parents and try to match that child. And that's what we do, that check criteria to try and find the perfect match. So when we get that referral from whatever county it's coming through, and we get referrals from other counties that like aren't even ours, and we will try and still match that
Awesome
child to a family that we think would be beneficial.
Because at the end of the day, this is about helping these little babies out there that have not asked for any of this.
Babies, kids, teenagers,
all of
them.
that. All of these kids that have been put into a situation that they have done nothing wrong to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. In a way, I'm like, get over yourself and stop being selfish and like thinking, well, I'll get attached and whatever. This is about these kids and helping them out.
Do you want to be a foster parent?
I would love to be a foster parent, but I have to talk to the husband about it. We have a puppy and that's enough.
Yeah.
But no, I would love to be. I think that's always something that I wanted to do. but never knew how.
Well, now you do.
Now I do.
And you can have animals. Animals are not a problem. We have families with all kinds of animals. We have,
Yeah.
and obviously you just have to provide like a rabies vaccine or whatever. But I do get asked, is like having animals going to disqualify us? No. We have families with all kinds of
I think that would be
creepy
encouraged.
crawlers.
Yeah.
Dogs,
like what little
cats.
kid doesn't want to play with, like
Yeah.
fun animals?
Yeah,
So-
dogs, cats, skunks, snakes, pig. So yeah,
all of that.
all of that. And, kids love animals, so well, most kids do. But yeah, that's a question that I have been asked a few times: is if we have animals, does that disqualify us? And it doesn't.
I guess that's a fair question. You hear this, oh, they're going to come in and search my house and,
Yeah,
whatever.
which we
And
will, but not
like the FBI.
not like that, not in a scary way, just in a like
they're going to come check
yeah.
out to make sure it's safe and stuff.
yes, just make sure that it's, I guess, kid proofed.
Yeah.
That way we know, like, yeah, it's just.
What would be some of the things that you guys would be looking for as far as a home to make sure that it is safe for a kid to come into?
So any medications have to be locked away out of a child's reach.
Fair.
Cleaning supplies, either like if you keep them under your sink, you would have to have like a baby, like one of the baby lock things on them.
Sure.
But just keep them out of reach of kids.
I have those for the dog.
Yeah, just keep them out of reach of children or dogs.
Yes.
Which, I mean, dogs can, if they put their nose in there, they'll get into it.
Let me tell you, funny story. I think I've probably told this on the air. I had a dog once that ate an entire bottle of Old English furniture polish.
Oh my gosh. Were they, did they get sick? Did anything happen?
He is no longer with us, but it wasn't. Well, we don't know if that was the.
Well, how long did he
culprit of-
live after that?
About a year, but
Well,
he had some other issues which we think perhaps might have been
cause of that.
attributed to that. But let me just tell you, when your dog eats an entire bottle of Old English furniture polish, it comes out uncontrollably of the end that you don't want it to come out uncontrollably. So then I had to call my friend who is a carpet cleaner and say, it looks like someone got murdered in my house because it was the dark cherry kind of Old English.
Ew.
And he said, okay, I'll be right out. And he got it out, by golly. But yes, it oozed out of him or dripped or whatever you would like to say for quite some time. This is why we need child-proof locks on cabinets.
I was going to say, yeah, animals do it too. They just got to
Yes.
nudge their nose in there. I'm sure my cat would be able to get in there somehow.
Yes.
And that's what one of my dogs, well, he lived very long after he did that, but he ate an entire Easter chocolate bunny one time. So,
Yes. All of these things you've got to think about.
yeah. So yeah, just keeping cleaning supplies out of reach.
Sure. That's all makes sense.
Trying to think what else.
Are you allowed to have guns in the house?
Yes, but
That's a question I hear. sometimes.
the thing is, you have to have 2 locks, and that could be you have a safe with your guns in that, and the ammunition in a separate, like, safe or something that is locked as well, and you can keep that in a closet or something, or you can just have like a little bag that you, depending on how many guns you own or whatever, you can keep them in a bag and put like a lock on it, put the ammunition in something, put a lock on it, and then just, if it's in a closet, obviously that's going to lock. So that would qualify under
Okay.
2 locks.
So the whole point is just to keep guns out of little hands
Yes.
that don't understand what
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
It's not that you can't have them.
No, you can have them, and that's part of the paperwork. Is there's a paper that you sign that if you do have guns, and we will help you if you're not sure how to store them properly. We try to help you in every possible way that we can, because we want you to be foster parents just as much as you want to be a foster parent. So we will help you in any way we can to try and tell you or give you ideas for how you could lock it safely, and that way you would pass.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Yeah, you guys can tell people the requirements. So
Yeah.
therefore,
And you don't have to. We have people who rent. We have people who live in apartments.
oh, that's a good point.
That's been
too.
a question that I've gotten a few
Yeah.
times is if we rent, does that disqualify us? And it doesn't. Because like I said, we have families who live in apartments. We have families who rent. We have families who own. It's just, yeah.
Sure. It's again all about helping these kiddos
Yeah.
out.
And we want you to be foster parents just as much as you want to. So, like I said, we help you as much as we can throughout the entire process. We will be there for you every step of the way, and then some after. And our case managers are incredible. They will be there for you no matter what, whenever you need them as well. So, yeah, if you're interested, you can reach out at necco.org and fill out an inquiry.
Okay.
And it will come straight to me. Or you can call us at 740-263-2626, and that will also come straight to me. And I will provide you with some more information and get you started if you're interested.
You know, and that's the whole thing. And you know what? Fill out that form and send it in. And if, you call down there and you're not you decide you're not interested,
Yeah.
cool. I mean, you're
Yeah.
not going to send the FBI out looking
No.
for
No.
people or whatever.
No.
It's not like you're going to be stalking them. Like
No.
if people just want more information, they could call you
Yeah.
or send that email in and, just find out.
Yeah. And I will call you. I'll set up a time when you're available to talk. And if it's something that you seem like you are interested in and would like to begin classes, then I will send you an information packet and a general information sheet. And hope that you will come to the next class whenever that is that you reach out.
Yeah, love that. So, okay, let's move on. We have a couple minutes left. Let's move on further in fostering to adopt, because you mentioned that earlier when you were here. What all is involved in that?
So it's the same process. You will become just a certified, like a licensed foster parent, but in the paperwork, we'll just put that you're an adoptable home as well.
Okay.
And so let's say you get a placement, and like I said, it might not be the first child that is placed in your care.
Sure.
I always tell people that because I don't want them to get their hopes up and think that that first child is going to be the one that they get to adopt.
Yeah.
Because I know that is really hard. If they have that hope and then that child gets reunified with their parents, then that's really hard on you. So let's say you do get a placement. That child would have to be in your care for 6 months. And then if they are in permanent custody of the county or become in permanent custody of the county, then that child becomes adoptable.
Okay.
And so then you can move forward with the adoption process, which I'm not completely sure how long it takes after that. I think it just depends on like if lawyers and stuff like that and county, whatever county that child was from. Like I said, I'm not sure how long it could be after that child becomes adoptable that you can actually adopt. But once that child does become, they have to be in your care for 6 months. And if they become adoptable, then you can move forward with that process.
Sure. And again, it is county to county, so you can't
know
say
for sure
exactly
a timeline, but I know I can't say a timeline that they have to be in your care for 6 months. But after that, I don't know how long it'll take.
And then, that child, even if they're not officially yours or whatever, they're probably still going to remain in your care. So it doesn't really matter. And then that adoption day comes and then it's super special. But, so what is the percentage? Why would a child be able to go back to a home that they'd been taken out of?
It really just depends on why that child was taken from their biological family.
And that's a hard question to answer.
That is a hard question to answer.
There's so many
circumstances.
Yeah.
But usually, if it's not a very severe circumstance, then that child will go back. Usually, like I said, it just depends on the circumstance. But if, for example, a child comes into care because their parents are abusing substances or something and they get clean, then that child is going to most likely go back into the care of their biological family, which is great. That's awesome. Because that's their biological
their family.
And then they have a bonus family too now. And that's
such a good way of looking at it.
And it is, because if you create a relationship with that biological family, you're going to be able to keep that relationship with that child, and then you can maybe become someone who, if that child wants to come for sleepovers, stuff like that, even though they're back with their biological family, you're still their family too. So they have a bonus family.
That's so good. It's like they won the lottery, you know?
You got a bonus family and bonus siblings and, just more love, even more love.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
It just depends, but most of the time, it will, like I said, depends on the circumstance, but sometimes a child will be returned to their biological family, which is great. That's a great situation.
That's the goal.
Yes.
I mean,
but like I said, they have a bonus family too.
Yeah, look at it that way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very good. Could you give us a shout out one more time on the number and the website and all that to call?
It is www.necco.org. And where we have different states, you'll just go to Ohio on the main page, and it will take you to an inquiry form. And you'll fill that out, and it'll come to me. Or if you just want to call us directly, it's 740-263-2626, and you will talk to me as well.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
I had so much fun. This was awesome.
Yeah. See, now you got to go back to your roots.
I know.
A little bit. So much fun. All right. Well, hope that you have enjoyed the program today. We're so happy that you were tuning in, and we will be right back here tomorrow. So have a great day. Bye-bye.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website,
thetelegramnews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, thetelegramnews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
thetelegramnews.com.
Subscribe today at thetelegramnews.com.
Check it out.